Hi, today is the 1st of December and some of you may have already noticed, some of you may not, but Ard Digital, which I set up in 2012, is just changing names to Punch Digital. There's many reasons behind this, but the first thing I want to say is that nothing fundamentally is really changing. It's a name change. It's something that we wanted to do for quite a while. We're still the same people, we're still doing the same work. We may be changing directions ever so slightly, but we're still the same people. Same telephone number, different email address, different website, which I'll get onto that in a second, but nothing major is changing. The logo even is just an evolution of the previous Ard Digital logo. So we're not trying to hide from anybody either. It's definitely not at all, so please don't think that. So why are we changing the name? For a start, I mean, I chose the name Ard Digital because ARD is the last three letters of my surname, and so I wanted that bit of connection. But I've found over the years that trying to pronounce Ard Digital and get it across clearly is a bit of a nightmare. Sometimes you end up spelling it ARD Digital, and then you've got to backtrack and is it Ard Digital or is it ARD Digital? Does ARD stand for anything? And I never wanted it to be like that. So, our philosophy is to be sort of clean and simple and straight to the point, really. So all I've done is I've taken the first 5 letters of my surname, Punch, which still has the connection that I want. It's less complicated to say. It flows well with Punch Digital, and so that's kind of one of the main reasons why. It might sound a bit daft to some people, but for me it was a big thing, and big enough for me to warrant making this change. So from today, we're not Ard Digital Ltd anymore, we are Punch Digital Ltd. And so hopefully, now that we've made that change, I don't need to explain what the name is and why it's there. So what will change? There is going to be a new website. Well, there is a new website, it's just gone live. It's www.punch.digital, which, again, another reason why we made that name change, because that website is I think it's just brilliant. The web address, should I say, is brilliant. But the old website was due to be updated anyway, so it wasn't really much of an extra effort in terms of that. And it kind of made sense to all roll it into one. But will anything else really change? Our email address has changed. We're now at Punch Digital. All our social media accounts have changed to Punch Digital UK generally. There are a few variations on that, but if you have a look on the website, if you're interested, you can find them out. But one thing that we'd found ourselves was we'd noticed change when we were doing this. Obviously, back in 2012, that's nearly 5 years ago now. We were in a different place then. I'd just started up, and now I've got 4 years experience running the business. It's kind of doing these changes made me more self-aware of where we're at and where we need to be and kind of what we need to do that. It's kind of weird, rewriting the website makes you think a lot about yourself. I mean, I've read marketing books in the past and done all the analysis that you need to do and all that sort of stuff, but for me it was kind of quite therapeutic in rewriting everything and re-looking at our work and sort of figuring out what needs to be done and where we need to be. So it's made us definitely focus. One of my friends once said, focus on your focus, which I didn't really understand at the time, but now I see that you need to have something to focus on to be able to then build up your focus on that. And now we're very clear on our focus, whereas perhaps we may be a little bit diluted, a little bit sidetracked from time to time. But we're still the same people, like I've already mentioned. We've still got the same ethos, the same philosophy, the same drive, all them core things. They'll never change because that's who we are. Our integrity and our punctuality, for instance, are two key things that we hold in high regard with ourselves and with people that we work with and people that we subcontract with. But perhaps now, as well, when we look back, I think we're slightly more open to risk. I'm not saying we're doing stupid things. We're not saying, okay, we're a CGI company now and we're going to start producing chairs. we're not talking about risk like that, but we're talking about risk as in, let's try it, spend some time on it, spend some money on it, see what happens. And I think we've just become a little bit more relaxed in that sense. We can see the advantages in making something succeed, but also in making something fail. One thing with our development work is that even if we fail at what we're actually trying to build, we often find that it helps in other aspects of the business. For instance, the 3D printing side that I don't really talk about much because it's not a big thing right now. But the skills that were needed to get the little miniature figures, these little things that we produce, in order to do that, we had to learn how to 3D scan, we had to learn how to sculpt, we had to learn how to export it to different programs. And so kind of, although this isn't massive for us, it helps with the other side of the business, and kind of that's how we grow, that's how we learn, and that's how we develop. And it's kind of like unknown journeys like this, where we've got a goal at the end of it. The goal was to produce these little figures at a price cost for train hobbyists to be able to afford. But we didn't really know kind of what would be in that journey, and that's kind of what we like doing, and that's kind of what we really want to do more of. So that's kind of about where we're at now and what we're doing. One thing that we noticed as well is that we need to try and stand out a little bit more. Obviously doing the vlogging is one thing which I'm very new to. I've never done this type of thing before, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm doing things wrong, or just tell me what you think basically. So that's our YouTube presence, and doing the vlogging is meant to be about you knowing us and maybe knowing more about our projects, how we do things, how we work. But I'll deal with that on another vlog at some time. I don't want to get too sidetracked right now. So the other thing that we need to do to stand out is just to create something a little bit different. So we've started a daily animation thing where we just spend half an hour, whatever, a day we can spare in the morning usually, and produce just a tiny little animation. It's a little bit of fun. Again, the goal for that is to produce maybe a 10-second animation a day. How we get there, what we do, and things like that is really open. Check out the YouTube channel for that, and there's a playlist that's got them on so far. And again, that's also posted onto Instagram, which we're big fans of Instagram. We like Instagram a lot. I don't know how it's really going to work in terms of the business-to-business side of things, but it's fun, and we like that. And for that, maybe there isn't really a goal as such. We don't say we're going to have 1 million followers in 3 years' time or something daft like that. But it's another way for people to see a little bit more than just what's on the website. Rather than seeing the polished images, they can maybe see how we get to that stage of them images. What we do. We're also on Behance now, so if you're on Behance, check us out. Again, it's very similar work to what's on the website, but it's just a different portal. Different people can see it. We are still on Twitter and we are still on Facebook. I'm not too sure how that's going to play out in 2017. For me, Facebook is a hard one for business to business. I'm honest there. I don't really know how I can fit Punch Digital into that. I don't really know kind of how that's going to work. Twitter as well. I like Twitter, but I don't like Twitter. For me, it's like a lot of people in one room shouting as loud as possible, and nobody can be heard. I understand it can be about conversations and connections, but again, I need to really evaluate that. So we are on there. Follow us. We do post stuff on them things occasionally, but say Instagram's our favourite, and YouTube, those are the ones we're probably focusing on. So, do we have any future plans for Punch Digital? Well, the first one is we always continue to improve our services. We always look to produce better images, better animations. We also look to how we can produce it faster, more cost effective, and of course just make the customer experience that a little bit better as well. We always try to involve our clients in the process of making the work, you know. But again, that varies from project to project. Some clients want to be really involved, some clients don't, and you know, we can accommodate that. That's fine. But them are the things that we always look to improve. No matter what, we'd still do that, even if we were called something else completely different. Our interactive configurator, which has had a proof of concept now on the website for a few months, maybe a year, where you can interactively change components of products. You know, like we've got some demos on there. We've got a car demo, so you can change the paint colour, wheels, window tints, brake colours, that sort of thing. We've got a kitchen demo on there, so you can change the kitchen doors, the handles, floor finishes, anything really. And the other one is a furniture configurator, so you can just change bits of the furniture around. Like you've probably seen them on other websites. A lot of the big car manufacturers have them already, and you click on them. So what we have on the website now is a proof of concept. The final version, which will have all the features that we wanted from the start and everything else, will be live, hopefully, before Christmas. There's still a few niggly little things to sort out, but it's nearly there. But I'll keep you posted on that. I'll do another vlog about that when that's ready and up and running. And then the other side of things we're going to look at is the virtual reality side of things. I see this really kicking off in 2017, especially the mobile side of things. I mean, I'm blown away by this. You should check out the previous vlog about my first impressions of this, which is the Google Daydream View. So that in 2017 is going to be big. We've already started creating services and software around the virtual reality, so you can walk around spaces, navigate through different environments. They are quite basic at the moment, but what we're building is from the ground up. So we're starting really small with just the basic functions, getting them working, getting people interested. The proof of concept is very similar to the interactive configurator, and then we're going to, you know, hopefully build upon these things and make them better and better and better as we develop and we see what's working and what isn't working. And so that's kind of our future plans. So I mean, to sort of summarise really, the name change isn't anything massive. It's just a name, but it's something that we've wanted to do for a while now, and it feels right. It's a gut instinct thing, majority wise. You know, it's going to make things easier communicating with people. But it's one of these things that I think if I didn't do it, I'd regret it, and I don't want to regret doing anything. So the opportunity was there to do it. I've done it. It's done. And so that's it. So we've got our fingers crossed that all our plans come together, and there's just a hell of a lot more hard work in front of us. Okay, that's it. If you have any comments or anything else, please write them below or email us. I'll put a few links in the comments below to things like the interactive configurator, the new website, and anything else that I've talked about. It'd be really great if you want to subscribe to this channel. That would help us out massively, and it'd also keep you in the loop with the daily animations and the vlogs and things like that. And so that's it. Until next time, cheers.